Toxic.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads, episode 5 out of 6 for this enormous wrestling weekend.
This is assuming we'll get 6 in.
Yeah, unfortunately, the last pay-per-view that we need to cover, AEW All Out 2022, is having some issues loading. So
it's
we'll
freaking stroking out, man.
So we will hopefully either get that to you later tonight or, if not, tomorrow. But you will end up having that. Let's get into a beautiful Worlds Collide.
Oh my god, was it great.
Do you want to start us off?
I will definitely start us off kicking off the show. Mello taking on Ricochet for the North American Championship. This match was definitely a battle of anything you can do, I can do better in terms of athleticism, because what a display of athleticism it was. Great to see. I loved every freaking second of it. Obviously, you knew Mello was going to have some assistance from Trick Williams, and sure enough, it did happen. He should have been kicked from ringside quite a few times.
Yeah.
And referee did nothing about it. There was a few moments where you thought it was just over. For both competitors, rounding it off, though, picking up the win, walking out of Worlds Collide, NXT North American Champion, Carmelo Hayes.
I'd like to see a rematch between these two with no interference from Trick Williams and see if Carmelo can still stand on his own.
Good luck with that, because you know it's probably not going to happen. However, I am going to state this. I think this really does solidify Melo's reign as NXT North American Champion, and really does give him that big champion feel. He likes to call himself the A-Champ. This was his chance to prove it, and he freaking did it.
I still think, had the interference not come from Trick Williams, we could have had a new champion tonight, but I say my piece, and I end my piece there.
Oh, if we had seen a new champion, that championship would have never even been seen on NXT, really. It would have been on SmackDown at that point.
Not even necessarily. I mean, they could have just moved Ricochet on down. At least for the time being.
I guess, but all right. Going into the match, one of the matches I was looking forward to. Take it away.
So this was the tag team unification match. You got to see Gallus taking on Pretty Deadly, taking on the NXT champions, the Creed brothers, and against the NXT UK champions, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. This was heavy hitting right out the gate.
Oh, this was chaos from the moment the entrances took place.
From the moments the entrances took place to the moment that the bell rang, not only were you seeing action inside the ring, but the girls that come out with Brooks and Josh and the
Miss Lash Legend, who isn't officially a member of Pretty Deadly, might I add.
I just say she's come out with them the last couple weeks, but what have you not?
Going into this match, though, we did find out the stipulation was elimination style.
Yes, it was elimination style. But the girls ended up taking their own fight to the back. So have you not on that? Thankfully, they were taken out of the equation.
Oh yeah.
Because I could see a lot of underhanded tactics just from the ladies.
More Lash Legend than the chick that comes out with Briggs and Jensen.
But first team to be eliminated was Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen.
Which was unfortunate.
It was. I know me and you had talked. We wanted to see the champion versus the champions to end out the match and kind of go from there. However, unfortunately, going into this isn't something that ended up happening. The second elimination was Gallus. So that leaves the Creed brothers versus Pretty Deadly.
I want to point out Julius. Was it Julius?
Yes.
Seemed to have been working through this match with an injury.
Possible injury, yes, to his elbow.
At least that's what it looked like. So if there was an injury, hopefully he gets better real soon, because hate to see injuries happen in the world of wrestling when you are a devoted fan like we are.
Yes. So do you want to take us through the closing moments of this match?
So, closing moments, Gallus post-elimination are beyond pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to stir up more chaos. Oh, chaos. They eventually, security and other refs and whatnot, finally get them to the back just to have what is a pretty good back and forth between Pretty Deadly and the Creeds.
Mm-hmm.
To then lead into the chaos and a brawl between Gallus, Brooks, and Jensen.
Spilling back out.
Spilling back to the outside, knocking the referee out for a little while. I don't remember his name, but he's also a member of the Diamond Mine.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
I couldn't help you there.
Not Roderick Strong, the other guy that comes out with them again. I am blanking on a name for him. Sorry for that. But he turns on the Diamond Mine.
Yes.
Essentially handing Pretty Deadly the unified tag team championships.
Yes. It was very shocking to see, considering they kept hinting at it and you kept seeing it being Roderick Strong the entire time that was gonna turn on the Diamond Mine. However, that wasn't at all what had happened here. He came in with a steel chair, smacked, I think it was Julius,
I believe so.
was in the back, and just kind of was like, "Here you go, Pretty Deadly, have at it." So I mean, I'm really upset that
It happened.
and that it happened the way it did.
It is really unfortunate, and I am not happy about it at all, because it shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't have happened the way it did. I would have liked a normal one-on-one, just going at it for the titles, and just
Damon Kemp. Damon Kemp was his name. Is his name.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to look that up real quick because I was going to feel really bad for not remembering the name, and it was going to bother me until I figured it out.
But again, like we said, even during it, I would have liked to have just seen a clean out. Let's see who wins this.
All I know is somebody owes Roddy a gosh darn apology.
Yes, most definitely they do.
Especially because he was attacked prior to the show. Carted off to a local hospital. Ivy went with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, speedy recovery. I'm pretty sure it was dude that attacked him, but somebody owes Roderick Strong an apology for thinking he would betray his Diamond Mine.
True. All right, take us into the next one.
I got you. Triple threat match to unify the NXT UK Women's Championship and the NXT Women's Championship. Your participants are Blair Davenport, who was not needed in this match whatsoever.
No.
But whatever. NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose and NXT UK Women's Champion Meiko Satomura. This match was a great display of what the women can do in NXT, and if just given the right chance.
Yes, most definitely.
This was a showcase, and
it did not disappoint.
Oh my god, it did not.
There were so many times where you thought this was anybody's win.
Oh, it really was anybody's match to win. You had a lot of temporary alliance between all three women. You had everyone just go out there and put on their best showcase, ultimately unifying your women's titles. It wasn't Blair Davenport.
No.
It wasn't Satomura.
No.
But leader of Toxic Attraction, Mandy Rose.
Put some respect on her name. All I gotta say. Now,
honestly, she has earned all the respect. And if y'all don't start putting some respect on her name, it's gonna be a problem.
Honestly, this was her hardest match to date.
Her
hardest title defense to date. And she did, there was no underhanded tactics. She said plain out beforehand, I'm going this alone. Toxic Attraction did not show up whatsoever in this match.
Didn't even come out to the entrance with her.
No. She did this clean, and that's what proves that she's a good champion.
All right. She's at what,
313.
and counting now.
Yes.
So still NXT Women's Champion, new NXT UK Women's Champion, Mandy Rose. Give my woman her flowers, because damn it, she deserves them.
She really does. We were very excited to see that.
All right, second to last match on the card in the show. Let's talk about it.
All right, we have Katana, Chants, and Kayden Carter putting their newly won NXT Women's Tag Team Championships on the line against Nikki ASH and Doudrop. This was really in favor most of the time of Nikki and Doudrop, just because of the size of
I was gonna say, you gotta remember, you gotta look at it. Look at how Doudrop is built. Like you put all three women together and made one being.
Yes.
She ain't no small itty bitty skinny mini. She built like a buzz. She is powerful.
She is, and I will give her that. However, just even the size difference between Nikki ASH and Kayden Carter, or Katana Chance, I'm sorry, wrong one, is just so phenomenally different.
I mean, you got to remember, Katana's 5 foot nothing and an even hundo.
Yeah. So with the fact that she was the main one in this match says a lot about her as a performer.
Oh, her ability to compete in the ring, her athleticism, and her ability to take the bumps that she takes.
Yes.
Is truly a godsend.
I mean, there was a lot of high flying, which is absolutely beautiful on her part. So we got to see that. But ultimately, picking up the win and retaining their titles, Katana Chance and Kayden Carter.
Not gonna lie, they need to dish up the assist to Toxic Attractions,
yes.
Gigi and JC. Thank you. Because they did come out. Yes. You heard the music hit. You saw them run down to the ring. Nikki ASH and Doudrop getting extremely distracted. They took their eyes off the prize.
Yep.
Allowing Kayden and Katana to pick up that 3 count.
And I think that's mainly because Gigi and Jay are going to be like, hey, we did that. Title shot. Let's go.
Oh, yes. And I, during the pre-show, I love that they even stated that they are not excited for that match, because in reality, what they should be doing tonight is unifying both the WWE Women's and the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. And because in their head and in their hearts, they strongly believe that they should be holding on to all the gold right now. And it's kind of hard to argue with that.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they are phenomenal. They've showed why this is, in NXT, the most dominant female faction. And of all of WWE right now, the most dominant female faction.
I would...
Even just tag team right now.
I'd love to argue with you, but I can't.
I'd like to see, and you can hate me for this all you want when I say this, I'd love to see a Survivor Series where NXT is with them again, and we have the women's tag team go against each other, but I don't want it to be Katana and Kayden. I want it to be Toxic Attraction.
I 100% agree with that take, and the thing is, if we're going into that, as much as I respect your current WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, it cannot be them either. It cannot be Raquel and Aaliyah.
Are you saying that they drop it to Dakota and Io then? Or just anybody?
I personally think Dakota and Io versus Toxic Attraction would be the money draw.
It would be. I would say that it would be, because they've also fought them separately on numerous occasions.
Yes.
And, I mean, if we're talking Survivor Series with NXT being brought up, the women's title match, you have currently Bianca Belair, Mandy Rose, and Liv Morgan.
That would be gold. Then you'd also have Melo, Gunther, and Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about that one. Tag teams, you'd have the Usos and Pretty Deadly as of right now.
As of right now, yes.
A lot can change between now and Survivor Series, though. And what other matches?
You'd see Roman versus Bron Breakker.
Yep. Going into our main event, Braun Breaker versus Tyler Bate, as you just heard, got the win.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go. Way to
Hey,
go. You beat...
I beat you to it, but we were
You didn't
also on
even...
the topic.
You didn't necessarily beat me to it. You definitely just removed the chance of us getting into what was a fantastic main event. Because you kind of just threw it out there like, bruh, you could have... We could have circled back.
You know how my mind is. I don't circle back. We could have
circled back. Forget. But in what was a very great main event, like both these competitors, I don't think have anything to be ashamed of. Tyler Bate, I hope to see you back in this title picture, because Jesus Christ, was that fun to watch.
It was just beautiful to see in general. Like he did not go down easy.
He did not go down without a fight. There was, regardless of the outcome, it was going to be a believable one.
Yes.
And again, seeing Tyler Bate fight his heart out, to be because he was the first and he wanted to be the last NXT UK champion, with NXT Europe coming right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a missed opportunity to give him that moment of glory, but I personally think, like, maybe let's see what happens next. I want to talk about those closing moments, because the bait and switch was beautiful. I thought it was over then.
Yes.
He hit a Tyler driver.
He went to go hit a Tyler driver.
He did hit one at one point.
But we're talking about close to the end. He didn't succeed.
He unfortunately didn't succeed. He tried his lariat just to get speared in half. And that's what gave him the loss. Yeah. The greatest show of respect. He takes the title from the ref and presents them to Breaker himself.
Yes, that was absolutely beautiful.
That was a moment.
Yes.
That I enjoyed seeing. His entrance also
kind of tugged
on the heartstrings, because you got to watch the evolution of the NXT UK Championship. We went through little snapshots of every champion, and to see him at first and last before actually walking through that curtain really played with the fans' emotions. You thought, in that moment, I thought, all right, they're not going to set him up like this with an entrance this elaborate to not let him have that moment of glory.
Well, I mean, we're also talking WWE. They did the same thing yesterday to Drew McIntyre, unfortunately. You were very excited.
Livid.
You were very excited for the fact that they brought his old theme back, and they did the same thing. They went through his career entirely. They did snapshots of his career from when he was, before he was brought into WWE, up until he was brought into WWE, and then some.
Oh yeah, and like
showed
I said,
how great the progression was.
And I, as a fan, just thought, all right, why build this? Why put this in the position that it is if you're not going to give it to him?
And it went completely.
They didn't give it to him,
and it went completely left field. But immense show of respect to Mandy Rose and Bron Breaker for representing your side of things, your company, and coming out on top.
Respect to all of them for doing it. Because everybody represented their company proudly and strongly. Win, lose, or draw, everybody came out there and showed why now is the best time to be a wrestling fan.
I was meaning more or less, those top 2-tier ones, and the fact that it was the unification between the two. Obviously we had the unification match with the NXT titles, or the tag titles, but it was very chaotic.
It was very chaotic, but at the same time, you can't take that moment away from them, because and you can't discredit them, because they did earn that win. At the end of the day, they really did earn that win.
Unfortunately, for Pretty
Deadly. Is that the team I wanted to see come out on top?
No.
Am I disappointed with the result? Not as much as I really want to be. Because it was that hard fought of a match. It was that great of a match. They showed why they deserved to be in the tag team title picture to begin with throughout the entirety of that match. It's not like they just sat there and let everybody else do the work.
mean, for a good portion of it, they did.
I mean, at the beginning, whatever, but like once they got involved, they were involved, and they showed like, hey, we deserve to be here, and we want to be part of this conversation of great tag teams to come through the NXT locker room.
And this is why
and that's exactly why they showed it.
And this is why me and you have our own personal opinions on things. But nonetheless, that is your entire recap of a beautiful NXT Worlds Collide. If you haven't watched it, go back, please.
Go back, watch it.
Absolutely, just bask in it.
I know what happened, and I may just go back and rewatch it because it was fun.
Yes, it was absolutely beautiful, start to finish. There was no moment that was very dull, and there was no moment that was super over where you just couldn't take anything in.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, they definitely gave the room, their crowd, their card a chance to breathe,
which is something we've explained WWE is very good at doing.
Yeah, no, like you got a good reaction out of the crowd every step of that show.
Yes, you did. Entirely.
But all right, that brings us to the end of this episode. Hopefully we can have the last episode of this massive wrestling weekend to you soon.
Yes, either if it doesn't come out tonight, unfortunately, it will be out tomorrow, sometime in the morning, where we can hopefully finish AEW All Out 2022. We'll just have to wait and see kind of what happens. We do apologize for technical difficulties on Bleacher Report's side. So that is all for us. You guys have a great weekend.